Hi, my loves. I just went for a morning walk and I was reflecting a bit on the topic of shapelessness and shape. It has always been kind of an inner battle for me, if I'm very honest, between the shapelessness and the shape. There is like a strong longing from my soul to be shapeless. Well, not even to be shapeless, it is shapeless. And my soul is kind of reminding me of the fact that I don't have a certain identity, I don't have a certain job description, or I'm not boxable, let's say. I'm shapeless. I'm like kind of like air. But I kind of came to the realization that I took that a little bit too far, in the sense that I started believing that this shapelessness means letting life flow as it is, as it comes, letting life flowing through me, and I stand by that still. But I took it that far that I started kind of becoming afraid to make decisions, because those decisions would shape me, would give the shapelessness shape. For example, to make it a little bit more understandable, let's say that I feel like doing a course, yeah, and my heart is saying, yeah, let's do it. This interests me, I want to do that course. But then there is this thing in my head that goes like, do you want to box yourself? Do you want to put yourself in that shape? Do you want to kind of define yourself and lose the shapelessness? I would almost call it like the spiritual mindfuck, because obviously it's created by my mind. Those thoughts, it's not coming from my heart or my soul. But they are like covering it in like a spiritual jacket. So it's getting really tricky for me. Like, is this my spirit or is this my mind talking? And I just came to the realization that, just imagine that I wouldn't take any decisions just because I want to be shapeless. It's like depriving myself from living, depriving myself from experiencing life, from experiencing dreams or ideas or visions, from birthing them into reality. It would mean I would deprive myself from life itself. So that was a beautiful realization, actually. Like, trying to be shapeless is also a shape. Trying to be shapeless is also still kind of fighting with the belief systems of a limited life. It's like, okay, I'm gonna do the opposite of what society does. Instead of working my ass off and boxing myself in 1,000 boxes, I'm just gonna do nothing. Well, then you're still working with the beliefs of society, even if you do the opposite. This is still running you then. That's really something I realized. Oh my God. Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah. I wanted to reflect on it kind of out loud, because often when I hear myself speaking, things become also more clear for me. So that's why I wanted to make this video, for clarity. Yeah, I find it a beautiful realization. And to give you another example, I was deciding this week on kind of which direction to take. I have a lot of dreams and ideas, and I started realizing, okay, I'm gonna have to start with one, or I'm gonna have to take some action. Otherwise, it's just gonna stay a bunch of dreamy ideas in the air, but none of it is actually gonna turn into reality. So again, the shapelessness, not identifying with our decisions, not identifying with our job, not identifying with the things we love doing, just doing them because we love it. But yet, all that energy that we have up there in our mind, in our dreams, ideas, visions, all that energy is just kind of spreading everywhere if we don't put it in a certain direction, if we don't put it in a certain frame and like send it out, then it just stays up there floating around, and it cannot really be channeled as a how do you say, tangible result into reality. So I said, okay, well, then I'm gonna make some decisions here. I'm gonna, find some shape and put my energy into a direction. I'm gonna take some action here. I'm gonna plant the seeds. I'm not just gonna let the seeds float around. Like when they come falling from the sky, they still need to touch earth and go in the earth in order to grow a plant. As long as the seed is just floating around, there is not gonna be any plant growing. The seed needs to be planted. So this is a bit for me now the thematic, planting the seed, not just having 500 seeds up there in the sky, but actually planting them. So I said, okay, all right, let's plant some seeds. And because it's very hard for me to make those decisions, I'm gonna follow my intuition. I'm gonna do it with my heart. So I made different papers, and I wrote on every paper, I wrote one of the things I actually feel like doing, or like I feel like putting my energy in. And I turned them around, I made little balls of them, and then I went into meditation, and I just took them one by one, and I felt in what kind of energy it was giving me. What am I feeling? This was a tip from a friend. I don't remember who told me this, but any friend told me at one point that it's a good way to make decisions, and I kind of loved the advice. So I take the paper in front of my heart, and I wrote on every paper one direction, let's say, and on one of the papers I wrote shapelessness, the unknown. Now guess what? Out of the 8 papers, I took the one with shapelessness and the unknown on it, with a full conviction. Like I was so convinced this is the one, and I open it and it's the unknown. That was very interesting for me, and again kind of like, oh fuck, I wanted to make kind of a decision. I wanted to send my energy in a direction. What am I doing with this unknown now? And then I saw it. I saw how beautiful they work together. The unknown, staying open for the unknown, staying shapeless, staying like just soul, just spirit as is. And yet, taking actions, making decisions, sending energy in certain directions, based on the heart, based on the intuition. So life flows. But what is the big, subtle but very big difference here? We can make decisions and identify with them and kind of box ourselves in it and not be open for the unknown or the shapeless anymore. Or we can make decisions and live life and guide ourselves based on the heart, which is always true anyways. Based on the heart we make decisions, we flow, and we stay open, and we don't identify. For example, let's say I'm doing a course in human energetics. Great. Do your course, have fun. Does it feel right? Does it feel good in your heart? Go for it. What's the problem? You know? Like, take the action, do it, enjoy it. But don't identify with it. Don't box yourself into this, okay, now I'm like, I have to be a human energetics coach because I'm doing a course in it. No. Take the action, decide on the course with your heart. If it feels right, it will always be right. And it will send you in a certain direction again. It will like guide you on your path. But just sitting still and stagnant, not making any decisions, not sending your energy to any direction, is just keeping you on one spot. And that's like the recipe for being miserable. Because we humans, we need change, we need flow. We are organic beings. We're growing and changing all the time. If we force ourselves to be stagnant and to just sit at one spot, just because we are afraid to make decisions, just because we are afraid of the unknown, we're gonna be miserable anyways. It's like you're losing in advance. By not making any decisions, you're losing in advance. It's like depriving yourself from life. Yeah, this I realized kind of for the first time now for myself. Like, I've been almost like forcing myself to sit still. I've been almost forcing myself to not move. It's like kind of, I would say, a spiritual trap. It's like this, oh, sit in the stillness and just let life flow through you. Yeah, sure. But in the divine timing, when your heart tells you something, then take action. Letting life flow through us doesn't mean sitting still and doing nothing and actually depriving ourselves from all those life experiences. Life can only flow through us if we go for the experiences, if we allow to take part in them, if we find the courage and the guts to take part in this life, to actually live it. Even though it can be so scary, because with every decision we make or with every action we take, we are kind of signing up for an experience in life where we don't know the outcome, where we don't know what it's gonna bring us. We don't know if we're gonna like it or not. We don't know if it's gonna be painful or not. We are afraid of this unknown. But guess what? That's life. That makes life also so beautiful and so incredibly interesting. It's our biggest growing opportunity, is really actively taking part in life. Being part of it. I just realized, or I just feel like I've been sitting in the back seat for a long time now. I was in the back seat and someone else, something else, I think it was mainly my mind, was like on the wheel running the whole circus. And I was just sitting in the back. And now I'm like, hey, I'm gonna be the front seat from now on. I want to live my life from my heart, from a sense of serenity, from a sense of stillness as well. Because I suddenly see that my life does not depend on those actions or decisions. I suddenly see that making a decision is not a matter of life and death. We're not gonna die from it. It's life itself. It's all life. All of that is life. Also, being afraid when you go into the unknown. That's life. Feeling unsure about your decision. It's life. Feeling overwhelmed. Oh God, what's gonna happen when I make the decision? That's life. It's all the shapelessness and the unknown. All of that. Life is shapeless. But it doesn't mean that we should not take part in it. Take it light. Make decisions just because you feel like it, just because your heart is telling you, just because it feels right. But don't make them so heavy. They don't have to be heavy. They don't have to identify you. They don't have to be you. Your actions, your decisions are not who you are. Your job is not who you are. Your friends or boyfriend is not who you are. They're all just part of something we call life. But they're not us. We, inside of us, have a place. It's like not even a place. We are spirit. We are the shapelessness. We are the pure light and love. But this human form we have now, we took now, we live in now, is kind of our carrier. And with this human body, with this human form, we can do things. We can take actions. We can live life. We can participate in life. And only if we participate in life, only if we take part in it, we can experience, grow, expand. Yeah, take the adventure. Go for the adventure called life. Don't sit in the backseat of it. Go in it, to enjoy it, live it. You're here for a reason. Sitting in the backseat is not what we came here to do. So, I would say, take your seats or your seat, one of them was floating around, the one your heart is really telling you, this one, this seed, I want to plant. I really want to nourish it. I want to give it attention. I want to send my energy there. I want to nourish it so it can grow into a beautiful plant. It will take time. The plant is not growing tomorrow. This is just a time to plant seed. If you don't know for sure, because I also know it's very hard to make decisions, if you don't know what to do, I would really recommend you to go into a meditation or go for a walk in the park and listen deeply to your heart. Let the mind games out for a second and just feel in your heart what wants your attention. What is it? One of my coaches gave me a beautiful example, because I also told her, I never know what to do, and I question myself, and I question even my intuition, and I feel something with my heart, but then I kind of screw up on my heart feeling by just overthinking it. So it's like I'm questioning my own heart and intuition with my head. And then I'm getting lost. So she told me, okay, when you're in a store and you see 20 soaps, because I love soap, and you see 20 soaps, how long does it take you to make a decision? I was like, it can take really long. Like, I can be there for like an hour or two. Okay, she said. All right. And what if you see that one soap that you really want? How long does it take you then? 1 second. 1 second. Then my heart goes like, that one. It's like a sure feeling. This is the one. This is it. And then I don't even have to think about whether that soap is more expensive than the other, or whether that soap is from 50% recycled material or 60%, you know, then that doesn't matter. My heart is sure, it knows this is the one. It's the same with every other decision in life. Our mind might come in and try to fuck it up a little bit, you know, go like, nah, 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 nah. Are you sure you should listen to your heart? It's dangerous. You know, those old belief systems, they are, of course, very rigid. And our heart knows always, always. But it's also very normal that our mind is trying to protect us. And our mind is sometimes coming in and kind of telling us, hey, but this is dangerous. It's dangerous to just follow your heart. You have to analyze the things. You have to calculate the risks. You have to make sure that you're safe. Yeah? Well, that's coming from the past. In this present situation, ask yourself, are you really in danger? Is there a need for the mind to protect you in this? Or are you just safe, making a joyful decision based on your heart, something that can only bring you joy? Yeah. And then I just go like, I thank my mind or my ego, and I say thank you for trying to protect me. I really appreciate it. But in this moment, your protection is not needed. In this moment, I'm perfectly safe. I'm perfectly fine to listen to my heart. But thank you. All right. Enough talking. I see that I'm talking since like almost half an hour. Oh God. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for listening, because yeah, it's a motivation for me to do those talks as well. And also for myself, it always brings so much clarity, because I just speak in the moment. I don't know what I'm gonna say in advance. It's just something in me that says, well, it's my heart that says, Marieke, record a video, you will get some clarity out of it. So yeah, for me, for you, for all of us, yeah, sending you lots of love. Bye-bye, loves.